Hey there, crypto curious. Ready for an adventure? Welcome to Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where we turn Bitcoin beginners into blockchain bosses. Our mission? Education, community, and workspace. All in one crypto-tastic package. Let's take a quick tour, shall we? First stop, Nashville. Check out our sweet Brentwood digs. Workspace? Check. Conference room? You bet. Podcast studio? Oh yeah, use code 3MUNISHZPGR for some Music City savings. Now, let's zip over to Massachusetts, Leominster to be exact. We've got workspace, poker nights, and even mining equipment to explore. Mass members use code 3MOMAATGP to save some Satoshis. But wait, there's more. Both locations offer online and in-person training to boost your crypto knowledge, networking events to connect with fellow Bitcoin believers, and 24/7 workspace access for those late-night trading sessions. Plus, expert-led workshops on blockchain technology and cryptocurrency trends. Oh, and did I mention our exclusive members-only Discord channel? It's like a 24/7 crypto party in your pocket.
Thanks to Bitcoin Ben, I've gone from crypto confused to blockchain brilliant.
Ready to join the revolution? Visit BitcoinBenCryptoClub.com or call 562-526-0813. For Nashville inquiries, email info@BitcoinBenCryptoClubNashville.com. And for Massachusetts, reach out to info@BitcoinBenCryptoClubMass.com. Remember, Bitcoin represents economic individual freedom. See you at the club.
Welcome, Deb.
Thank you, Ben. You too, welcome. Welcome to your show.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel very at home here. Welcome, everyone. I am up at our Nashville club. I'm actually out in the RV. We have a podcast area in our club. It's just, I actually didn't have time with all of the calls, like transfer in there. And welcome, Debbie.
Thank you,
From
Ben.
New York. How are you, love? I know you're just excited as you can be. What is going on in your world, including your gym?
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you how much I love my gym? I was talking to somebody over the weekend and they asked me why I was in such good shape because I had on a shirt with sleeveless. And I said, oh my gosh, I own a gym. And the girl looked at me and she said, do you know how great that is? And I said, you know what? I do. And what I love about my gym, I've been teaching fitness since I was 18 and I'm 62. And I have to say, the older I get, the more I realize why people really need to work out. It's not, in the beginning, everybody wanted to look good and it was about how much did you weigh? And you really didn't realize how important it was to be healthy, to make you feel good, help you think clearer, to be more positive, and to help your body, Ben, as we get a little older, you want your body to go as long as it can and be as healthy and strong as it can without having to feed on all this other garbage. You want it to be naturally strong. So I just love it. And I have so many, it's so faith-based. I have so many Christians in there and people that believe in God and like-minded people that use crypto and silver. And it's just, God's bringing it all together. And I couldn't love it anymore. And I have my line of let's see, hoodies. Oops. Whoop. The Phoenix. That's the Phoenix rising. And God talks about the Phoenix and all the Bible scriptures I have read lately, they say, arise. And that's the name of my gym. So I'm excited.
As you should be. Plus, we have Trump now elected.
Mm-hmm.
Not in place yet, but damn close. We have our lovely Bitcoin so close to 100,000. The momentum on the Bitcoin is just unreal. It is. There's so many corporations. Here's one example. Right Saylor is in California.
Mm-hmm.
He has a meeting at 10 o'clock California time with the board of directors of Apple. And he's teaching them how to take their $130 billion and how to buy Bitcoin.
Wow.
Now, the CEO of Apple is a huge Bitcoin guy. He owns like 80% of his wealth is in Bitcoin. Folks, when Apple flips, everybody flips. And that will also include Alphabet, which is Google,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, all of that flips. And really, Michael Saylor, he just purchased another 55,000 Bitcoin over the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
And he's warned everyone, we're getting extremely close to a supply crunch.
Now, how about was it Texas that introduced a bill to make Bitcoin gold back? Did you hear about that?
No, they are actually putting Bitcoin on their treasury.
Right, but I think they introduced a bill to actually have it gold backed. Dave talked about that on X22. I think it was Texas. I could have the state wrong. They don't know if it's going to pass or not, but I don't know how that would actually work. How would you make Bitcoin gold?
Yeah, no. I don't know if there was something lost in translation there, because I had the guy who wrote the legislation they used they're using in Texas. I had him on my show about a week and a half ago. They're going straight, just solid Bitcoin. Them, Florida, and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia was working this weekend on getting the legislation wrapped up so they could launch it today and actually get it voted on today, because they want to be first. Texas is like, oh no, we're going to be first. And they're like, no, we're going to be first. Everyone is trying to front run Trump, because what Trump is going to do, they're going to reprice gold in the U.S. Treasury.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to shoot the price of gold to the moon. Then they're going to sell gold, a little bit of U.S. gold, and they're going to buy 1 million, or gradually buy 1 million Bitcoin.
Okay, and thus the gold backed. That
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah. Now, have you heard any rumors that New York really cares to be first in this Bitcoin revolution? Probably not, right? So we're still, oh my gosh, Kathy Hochul is too busy trying to charge people. Did you hear that? She passed the law. If you want to go into New York City now, she's like, I saved you money. It only costs you $9 to come in, because she first proposed 12, right? Now she's like, you're welcome. I go, what? Yeah, she's got to go.
That's how actually my wife shops. She was like, look at all I got for only $200. I saved us $50.
Come on, she knows what she's saying. Are you falling
Oh,
for
yeah.
it? Is the question.
Hey, I don't question. I just go, it looks lovely on me. It just looks lovely. Oh, beautiful. So give me your point of view on off air. You and I started to talk about it's too quiet.
Mhm.
What do you think the left and the globalists have up their little evil sleeves?
Well, I do listen to a lot of prophets, and the prophets keep saying, don't, just because Trump won, don't let your guard down. God keeps saying, don't let your guard down because there's something brewing. I personally feel with all of the infiltration at the southern border, and I don't know if people realize this, but there's a bigger infiltration in number at the northern border that nobody's talking about. They had
Chinese.
Yep, and Canada allowed Chinese practice camps, should I say, military training camps on the border. So I think we're going to see the major cities. I think you're going to see an overtake of these immigrants coming in with the weapons that they have, for sure. They're going to create havoc. They're going to burn things down. They're going to blow things up. But the other cool thing on the flip side that I've heard from the prophets is that all these satanic symbols, like the Statue of Liberty, a lot of the symbolism, the statues in Washington, they're coming down. So maybe, they always, God says he's going to take what the enemy uses against us and turn it for our good. Perhaps in these cities where all these satanic symbols are that people aren't aware, when the havoc gets wreaked, maybe that's when we blow everything up and take down these satanic symbolisms. I don't know. But I think their ultimate goal is to create, if that's not what happens, I think they're definitely going to try to start a war to prevent the transition of Biden to Trump and say, oh, we have to just stay put and see what happens. So what do you think is going to happen?
I can definitely see something like that where they actually pull off like a false flag in Chicago or New York or
New York
something
for
like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
And then they issue a state of emergency, and they try and actually keep Trump out using that. But I don't think that the military, and I'm not talking the upper shitheads, I mean the real generals who Trump had at the White House in like 2017.
You mean the ones that don't wear dresses and steal women's luggage? Okay, just checking.
Right. Where he said, do you know what this is? This is the storm.
Yep.
This has all been laid out.
I agree.
None of this has happened on accident. This has been laid out. Trump losing the last election and then letting the 4 years of like Joe Biden happen was the Great Awakening. And that's why Trump won in such a landslide, because he had to have the American people behind. I mean, Trump won the popular vote. A Republican hasn't won the popular vote since Reagan.
That we know of, because they've cheated every election.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Reagan was so popular they couldn't do it. Just like with Trump this time. If you look at the numbers, they tried.
Yeah.
They tried, but they could not cheat enough to actually keep him from winning. That's how much support. Just to emphasize that, Trump in 2020 received about 14% of the black vote.
Mhm.
This time he got 47%.
Wow. He also got a lot higher Hispanic vote too.
Oh yeah. I don't remember the numbers on that. With Hispanics, it jumped to over like 60%.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because those that they interviewed said, we did our due diligence. We paid our money to come into this country legally. This is wrong. Like, I think the overrun of the border and people just getting in for free totally ticked them off.
Yeah, plus people don't understand the Hispanic culture. A majority of those are Christians.
Mm-hmm.
They're very family oriented, very conservative, structured families.
Speaking of, I'm going a little squirrel. Over the weekend, I was watching Santa Surfing. She's another podcaster, truther. Did you see the new Volvo commercial that's out, Ben? It brought tears to my eyes.
I heard about it.
It's so beautiful. It's just so, you can't watch it without shedding a tear. It shows, it doesn't really talk about the car. It shows the family unit. It shows how the girl finds out she's pregnant, and then they're fast forwarding in both his and her mind about the girl growing up and all the different experiences and how valuable family is.
I did see that one. I did see that one.
So beautiful.
And we remember in the old days when they had the Folgers coffee commercial.
Mm-hmm. It was about family, and that's what we have to get back to. And that's why I know God has his hand already on this. And I know he's already taken over the media. I know he has, because I think slowly introducing this back to people's psyche. Also, oh my goodness, what state was it where the governor is now putting the Bible back in the classroom?
Yes.
What state was that? Tennessee?
I want to say like
Idaho?
Tennessee, or I don't think it was Idaho.
One of the Midwestern states, but
one of them, yeah.
And they were trying to rip him apart, saying, oh, why did you buy the Trump version Bible? Like, why? And he said, because it includes the Constitution, not just the Bible, but it includes the Bill of Rights, everything. These kids need to know that they used to be taught in school.
Yeah.
So it's happening. It's so happening.
And we are switching pro-America. We are returning to our youth.
Yes.
Is when we were young, you never heard someone in America talk shit about America.
Nope.
You walk into a bar, you're like, fuck America. You're not walking out of that fucking bar.
Right.
Some ex-military, some like current military, some regular guys gonna knock the shit clean out of you because you don't talk shit about America.
Yeah. And don't you think if they start putting God back into the schools, politics, everywhere it should have been, because we were one nation under God. So I think as they put God back in, people, the garbage, Satan is going to get squeezed out for sure. Oklahoma, thank you. Yes.
That sounds right.
Yes.
That's where Litecoin Lisa lives.
fun.
Her alone, she'll get it back in the schools.
I love it. Hey, you know, we talked about the military a few minutes ago, something very exciting. And people say things aren't happening. Things are happening. One of my instructors at Arise is in the military. She's in the Air Force. She just got deployed starting December 1st. Guess where they're putting her to guard something?
What?
Antarctica.
No shit.
And I prod her for info, but she acts like she doesn't know anything. And she's pretty high up there. And I'm like, oh, just tell me. So I asked her if she would FaceTime me from Antarctica just because I want to see it. She's like, I'll try, Deb, but I don't know if there's any service up there. But
Oh, they got service.
oh, they do?
Oh. People have no idea what's up in Antarctica.
I know.
I was given an access code on a call about, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago. Antarctica, they're not living in some little freezer tent. There is a full-fledged military base up there.
Absolutely.
That is almost the size of Chicago.
But isn't it militaries from around the world?
Yeah, it's Russia. See, that's what people don't understand. Russia and America, the good guys, they're doing things that are outside of all of this horse shit that we see.
Mm-hmm.
Russia and the U.S. are still working together on the space station. Have you seen a recent picture of this space station?
Mm-mm. Is it crazy?
It is not what people think it is. It's a huge...
Taco Bell?
No. Although I did have Taco Bell the other day, I cheated.
Oh my gosh, I hope you had your stomach pumped after all that garbage went in your body.
So once I've lost a ton of weight, and about once a month, I'll have like a little cheat.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
And I love their little greasy soft tacos.
Don't you find though, as you start eliminating that garbage from your body, when you eat it, I know I do, my body just, I don't feel good.
Oh, I felt like hell afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I sat on the man throne for quite some time. And
thank you for sharing that, Ben.
You know me, hon, if it's in my brain, it's coming out of my mouth.
They had another podcast I was watching over the weekend. There was a guy showing the difference in Fruit Loops, Kellogg's cereal Fruit Loops, between European Fruit Loops and the United States Fruit Loops, and how theirs was not as vibrant with colors because everything was colored with beet juice and, you know, very all natural things.
Yeah.
So he did a blind taste test and he said, oh, I'm sure the United States version with all this crap in it, it's going to taste better. He was blown away at how much better the European clean version was. And speaking of RFK, he is gonna clean this up.
Did you hear the announcement he made to all of the CEOs of like the fast food places?
Which one? What'd he say? I might have missed it.
He said day one, they're gonna have the ceremonies. He said day two, I want all of you up here in Washington.
Good.
Because we're getting rid of the seed oil. We're getting rid of all of the junk.
High fructose corn syrup. That is amazing. I'm so excited. Did you hear, I think it was last week, two of the cold medicines that have been on the counter, I want to say one was Bayer. I could be wrong, but two of these cold medicines that have been sold forever, all of a sudden realized, ready, Ben? All of a sudden that, oh, they're not effective. They don't work. I think they're all trying to get ahead of the game before RFK comes in and holds them responsible for putting garbage in people to poison them, touting
Yes.
that don't work.
Yeah, actually, I read a thing that, God, what was it? It was like several of the like, I think it was like Monsanto and other shit like that. That they're reportedly actually destroying a bunch of documents.
Ooh.
And RFK put out a warning.
Is that like the shredder that was in front of the White House last week?
Yeah. It's so blatant. The rats are trying to get the ship ready to get the hell off of.
But you want to go ahead. Sorry.
They know this war's not going to happen.
Yep.
Trump has already talked with Putin. Trump has already talked with the guy over in the Ukraine. He had him up at Trump Towers, like a month ago. And basically, they're going to let it go to the edge visually. It's going to look really bad.
Yeah.
But what people don't hear about is those long-range weapons that the Ukraine shot into Russia that everyone freaked out about. They hit empty old air bases. That was it. Like, no one was there.
Right. As most of this crap's been going on. A lot of it, unless you're there on the ground, you really don't know what's going on. When the Ukraine war was going on, I think you and I both know that they were first targeting all of the biolabs that were on the border of Ukraine and Russia. And that's what Putin was doing. He was destroying them. All these other things, they were empty buildings, and a lot of it was fake news, so that the sympathy of the American people would say, give them money, it's okay. It's all fake news.
And Russia, right now, there are North Korean troops right at the border of the area of the Ukraine that houses the barely running bioweapons stockpile.
And why do you think they're there?
Okay. Russia and North Korea. This is coming from a solid source that would know, who lives in Florida and around our area. Those troops, those North Korean troops, are all the CIA people from North Korea. They're not worried about them. They're not worried about the Ukraine releasing nuclear weapons. They're worried about the Ukraine and the CIA in Ukraine releasing a bioweapon.
Yeah. I heard there's a few on the horizon that they're going to try to bombard us with.
Yeah. Well, Putin and North Korea dressed up all the CIA people as North Korean troops and put them on the border right where that thing's at and said, you release your bioweapon, the first people that go is all of your people.
Love it. I love it.
And that is a fact, folks. The person I heard that from used to have 3 stars on his uniform. He knows all the 4 stars.
Love it. I just love it. I think we're just in for such a you-know-what show. I think we're going to see things fired from everywhere. You're going to see the new people coming into the administration, unearthing things. Elon's going to turn things upside down, start cutting the government while RFK is cleaning up vaccines, food, fitness. Speaking of, again, RFK, did I mention that? So David Schmidt, you know, the patches we use.
Yes.
So David Schmidt's the inventor of these patches. RFK asked him to work in his administration because these patches are the real deal. They're just, and it's frequency healing, which is where we're headed. And unfortunately, David had to decline a position because he's so busy, but he's still going to work with them.
Oh yeah, he'll help.
Oh, for sure. And this is not proved or anything, but I heard RFK's using our patches. And so was that fighter that just, who was the fighter?
Yes.
I want to say Muhammad Ali, but it's not him.
No.
Mike Tyson
had the patches on during the fight. Yeah.
Maybe he'll become as strong as me. I don't know.
Oh, never.
Yeah, but it's so exciting. We've talked about frequency healing for a long time, even before the patches. And I am so excited. I'll tell you, I think that people are born for certain things. I feel I'm so passionate about getting people healthy and off these freaking medicines. I watch medications destroy my parents, just eat them from the inside out. And there was no quality of life for them. In the end, there was nothing. And to find a better way, to find that this has been suppressed from us for so long. I really hope the people that have been suppressing the medical cures for the diseases they invented, I hope they get Gitmo'd because they've been killing people.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mr. Fauci, no one can find him.
He's been indicted. Did you hear that? What was the country? Another country just indicted him.
Yes.
Crimes against humanity.
Yes.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, folks, I've been saying this for years. He's the new Mengele.
What's Megala? You mean Angela Merkel?
No. Mengele.
Oh, Mengele.
That was Hitler's #1, evil scientist. That's Fauci.
Yep.
He's not going to be able to hide. And this is all coming together. I think we're going to have, I think the war is going to look really bad, but it's not going to happen. And I think that Trump, Elon and Trump are buying MSNBC.
I heard that.
Folks, Elon and Trump Jr., mind you, is Trump as president. He really can't buy nothing while he's president. But Trump Jr. can. Trump Jr. and Elon are buying MSNBC.
I love it.
Folks, finally our children
Mm-hmm.
are gonna start to see how America used to be. Trump hasn't announced, well, I don't know if it's going to be Trump, but there's an announcement coming about the actual like airports, like TSA and all that.
Please tell me they're getting rid of all this.
They're getting it all out
How soon do you think that's going to happen?
right after the,
Oh,
that's the first place they're cleaning house
that's going to
because
be.
of how the TSA was implemented. It's easy to wipe out. Trump can wipe out the airport security and all that with a signature.
Now, let me ask you a question on that, because I've been thinking about this. As angry as I get every time I go through and get searched, and it's such a violation of your rights. What is your thought on the bad egg now thinking? Because there's plenty of bad seeds out there trying to sneak through and cause havoc. Do you think there's going to be any type of checks for people getting on a plane? No.
I think now I think that your luggage will have to probably and I'm not talking your carry-on.
Right.
Right. You, there's technology that will be there. Right. I'm not saying the security aspect is going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways of scanning everyone walking through.
The retina scan that they're doing?
No. These are using frequencies where if you're trying to carry on a bomb, you don't have to go through an X-ray fucking machine.
That's poisoning you.
There are sensors that they'll have up in the ceiling all over the airport that if you have chemicals or some,
right,
people are there will be security in airports, but you'll be able to move freely through. Like there won't be lines.
Oh, that'll be so great.
If you try to carry something through, they'll catch you.
Yeah. You know what else too, though, as we're talking, it's making me think, I'm sure they have such a huge database. I'm sure they're still going to check your ticket, right? And your name and your passport.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah. At the actual gate. Yeah.
Right.
Like, just like the old days.
Mm-hmm.
You'd go into the airport. You'd go right to your gate.
And your mother would come with you and hug you because she thought you were going to die on the plane. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're just going to walk right in like the old days.
Thank you, Jesus. Oh.
You also have to remember that ever since they created this apparatus, no one has ever been caught or even really held with any explosives or anything like that. There was the underwear guy like years ago.
And the sneaker guy. That's why you have to take your shoes off now.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Those were all CIA guys.
Now, what about carrying on a gun? Because I do believe he's getting rid of, I mean, for us to have to get a permit, a license to carry a firearm, that's a violation of your Second Amendment right. There should be no infringement at all on your right to carry. So do you think people are going to be able to carry firearms now on planes?
That I think they're going to, I don't know what they're going to do with that because there are the laws of the sky are not the same as the laws of the land.
But aren't we getting rid of all these fake laws?
Well, no, we are going back to the laws of the land, but there are laws of the ocean. Once you're 75 miles away from the coast of America, there are no laws. Well,
Right, like pirates.
yeah, there are laws under like common law and that, but those are actually called like laws of the sea, and they're different. It's why like a captain of a ship can literally throw someone overboard and kill them. And then that's why the mafia used, like, they'd go out 75 miles, drop off a body, come back. They didn't break not a single law in America.
You know, that's interesting because I've been joking with friends of mine that are going on the cruise ships. I'm sure you've heard the stories of the couple that just got married and one of the spouses accidentally, they think, fell overboard accidentally. And I laugh about that, but I never thought about that. So if they got caught, they wouldn't be prosecuted, you're saying?
Nope. It's why in 19 when they actually got rid of all of the people that were anti-Federal Reserve on the Titanic.
Yep.
It's why they did it that way. So no one could ever be charged.
That truth's coming out too. That truth
Yeah.
is as Trump puts these people in all of these different roles, which don't you think the Chevron deference being overturned is going to start eliminating all these agencies that make the law? So I think he's putting these people in to just destroy these agencies that are running our country.
Yeah. It's remember that little tube that exploded as it went down to
the bottom of the ocean? Yes. The submarine.
Look at the Titanic. Well, the reason that exploded and they had to close the whole company was because a week prior the Titanic had shifted at the bottom of the ocean, where you could now see the explosion out part of it. So they could not allow people to see the area of the Titanic that had actually been exploded outward. So that whole iceberg shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's horse fuck.
Do you still have people in your life that all of these things, they don't believe any of it still, no matter what it is that you're talking about, that they just still, they're deniers. There's not even a little door has opened with any sunlight coming through, whether it's the Titanic or the food corruption or vaccines are bad or COVID was a scam or that they stole the 2020 election, which is still getting overturned. I believe that.
Oh yeah, that was, I think that was being released this week. That judgment, from the Supreme Court.
Did you say buffoons?
No, from the Supreme Court.
Yeah, they haven't released it yet. You mean the Brunson case?
Yeah.
Brunson was just interviewed on His Glory. Love him. Pastor Dave Scarlett. He's amazing. And they still haven't, it's still sitting there, but they need enough pressure, the way that Lloyd Brunson explained it. They need enough pressure from the public to push it to the top to force them to look at it. So I actually did sign, I think it's LloydBrunson.com, LOY. Anybody out there listening, get online. You can download the letter, send it to the Supreme Court. I did it just to say, hey, you got to do this is your duty. This is your constitutional duty. Look at it.
Yep.
So, yeah, but that's coming.
There's so much good happening. I know. And the elites and all of the people in Washington, there are so many holes in the dike now that they don't have enough fingers.
How about the ones groveling, like Mika and Joe going to Mar-a-Lago and their version of talking to Trump and his version of them groveling, especially since the assistant he was having sex with ended up dead?
Yeah.
So
really, that's like Obama's chef. I mean, he's out there on like a wakeboard.
Right. And he's a good swimmer.
Yeah. Yeah. And all of a sudden he falls off the wakeboard and he's dead.
Right.
Really? Did you see the shape that guy was in?
I know. See, now my sister would say, Deborah, you're a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, how many times do you have to see things like this to realize you're being lied to? Like, what?
It's some people would rather continue to be fooled than to be exposed as the fool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Matter of fact, she now no longer says to me that I'm in a cult following you and you're stealing my money. Now that Bitcoin shot up, now we just don't talk about it. There's no acknowledgement. There's no, I'm sorry, I was wrong. He's your friend. I know I was wrong. Oh no. Before it's like, you're in a cult and you're giving this man all your money. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Giving what, man?
You, the Bitcoin.
Oh, she thinks I'm Bitcoin?
She thinks you've conned me into thinking Bitcoin was something in cryptos. This is when I first met you years ago. And, I was going to your seminars and everything. And she's like, you're in a cult and he's stealing all your money. And this Bitcoin thing is a scam. And I'm like, no, it's not. But now that Bitcoin's up there, there's no apology. There's no admission that she's an idiot. Sorry, not an idiot.
I guarantee she's never watched one of my shows.
Oh no, she won't. I send her links. She threatens me when I send her the shows to totally cut me off, ban me from her phone. What is that called? Block me. If I send her one more thing, I said, why don't you just watch it? And she gets so angry. It's crazy.
Anybody who knows me and like actually watches my show, if you think I'm a con man, I'm the worst fucking con man ever. I give away more money than probably most people make in 5 years.
But she's already been proven wrong because she thought you were using Bitcoin as the tool to suck everybody in. And I said, now what do you think? Now that Bitcoin's almost 100 grand, I don't want to discuss it. Stop talking to me. Okay.
Right. It is so. I mean, it just blows me away that she thought that I was trying to cut. It's not like I'm selling you the Bitcoin.
Right.
It's not like I profit off of you buying Bitcoin.
Ignorance is bliss, isn't it?
All I've ever done was try and educate and encourage research. Look into it. When I was up in Massachusetts, and This lady wound up joining the club over how I handled this. She's at the club at our event, which was a ton of people. I mean, we had a pre-Thanksgiving event.
Fabulous.
And the place was packed. I mean, it's with Trump and all the, Bitcoin news and stuff. People are running to these clubs, and which I knew would happen as the price went up. And it's her, and she goes, "How much should I buy?" And I looked at her and I go, "Do you pray?" And she goes, "Yes." I said, "I don't have that answer. Pray."
Mm-hmm.
And you, like, she physically reacted. She was like, "I want to join your club." And I go, "Well, welcome to the club." And she goes, "No, it's, I thought you were a salesman." And I go, "Sell what?" She was like, "I don't know, Bitcoin or, your memberships or something like that." And I go, "Well, I have a club, I hope if you want knowledge, you join our club."
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I've never had someone who runs the company that when I've asked, "How much of what you're selling should I buy?" Tell me to pray. She goes, "That right there shows me that you want what is best for me." And I go, "Yeah, well, yeah."
Right.
She was like, "No, that's unique." And I'm like, "I'm not here to sell you anything. I want you to be protected
Mm-hmm.
from what's happening
Mm-hmm.
and profit from what's coming. But I don't want you to trust me. I want you to, number one, trust your faith. Pray about it. And whatever message God sends you, lead with that. And the rest is irrelevant. If you get a message from God
Yeah.
that's like, "No, this is not good for you," then don't do it. I don't care what it is.
And maybe she'll take that lesson, Ben, and use it for everything in life, because that's what we should all do. A lot of people
Absolutely.
rely on other people to tell them what to do, or their pastor, or their priest, or how about people just ask God what's right, and obviously know what the Bible says is right. But that's
Yes,
such a beautiful lesson to teach somebody.
it's like my grandfather used to say, as long as you do right, you're not wrong.
Yep. Yep. I love that.
It's simple.
Yes. Yes. Hey, can I get a New York plug-in?
Oh, absolutely.
Two of Trump's cabinet picks are from New York. He took Elise Stefanik and Lee Zeldin, who should have been governor, who that got stolen from him for sure.
Yep.
They're both great people. Great, great, great people. She's pretty young too. I'm very excited. Even though we know the UN's going away. Maybe they're, like I said, they're there to dismantle these agencies.
Oh, did you see the interview of like the head of the World Bank?
No.
He is in full, but you could see him as he talked. Just he knows he's screwed.
Who interviewed him?
He was actually doing like a lecture or something.
Okay.
And he was addressing the Trump election. And he was visibly, because he said, and I'm paraphrasing, the election of Trump is catastrophic to our organization.
Good. Federal Reserve, gone. They're not federal and there's no reserve. How about the Matt Gaetz scandal? I think Matt Gaetz was put in there as a decoy to draw out the dirty Republicans that were left. I think Jay Biden was always the pick. Yep.
When he dropped out, the first interview he did after, he had the biggest shit-eating grin on his face.
And why do you think it's the FBI that hasn't had somebody put in charge of, right? Yeah, the FBI. We were all hoping it was Kash Patel. I wonder if that's just going to be eliminated, like there won't be an FBI. What do you think?
Oh, I agree.
But what's Kash Patel going to do? He's so good.
Oh, there's places for him. He's, I'm thinking he's going to be put in as almost the guy behind the scenes.
Like the advisor? What do you call that guy that's the advisor to the president? The main guy.
It's the chief of staff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I know is that Trump is putting the right people in the right places. And did you hear that Yellen resigned?
Yes.
Folks, that's the rats leaving the ship.
Well, did she resign on her own or was she given options?
It doesn't matter.
Right. I think these people are being booted out in the butt.
Well, and this is so genius. The plan is this. They're going to offer every government employee, we will pay you 2 years' salary if you resign.
Yep.
If you don't resign, we are going to fire you.
Yep, because the jobs are gone. Elon was looking for people to work for free. Did you see that?
Yeah. And
people are flocking for
volunteers.
I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Well, you know who keeps offering to work with him? The economic ninja. He keeps offering. He's like, take me. I'm really good at it.
It's everything is coming into place. And they're doing it where they're drawing out the bad Republicans.
Yep.
And the bad Republicans, they're about to get a funeral note.
Yep. How about what's his name? Marco Rubio. I think he was put in there. That's an interesting scenario too, because that Senate seat that he just vacated, he was Senate, right?
Yeah.
He had to give up his seat to take the position. I heard that Matt Gaetz might be put in that seat, and this was a way for
Ron DeSantis. Yep.
Right. And this is a way to get rid of Rubio because Trump can fire him. And so some of these picks, I mean, a lot of the picks are great, but the other picks that are questionable, I think
they're playing chess.
Yep. How about
these people have no idea the they think Trump is setting up
Yep.
and putting these people in place, the iffy people. And what they don't understand, they're being led to the
Slaughter.
slaughter. Yeah, I mean, and some of them will be charged.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of them will be charged. I mean, look at if again going back to the Brunson case, they're all going to be charged with treason. All
Yeah.
of them. 97% of Congress is going to be charged with treason. And again, going back a month or two, that exercise for the emergency, they had to come up with a plan what they were going to do if there was some catastrophic disaster with Congress. What's the backup plan for people? So I think all of this, if you start piecing together what's been going on the last 6 months, 8 months, visibly, you put it all together, you're going to see it all fall into place, because I think the Brunson case is going to come through. I still have the Trump 2020 signs on my fence. I do, because I'm not taking them down until this is overturned. God said it was going to be overturned. It's coming down. And I'm wondering if that's why the bullcrap in Nevada with, goodness, what's her name there? The one that they will not let in.
Oh, yeah, Lake.
Yeah. What's going on with that? Are they still counting?
Yeah.
What is that? But I think that might be the door that's left open for opening up the fraud. Maybe they,
Yes.
maybe she loses and they appeal it, and that starts opening up the 2020.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. I just saw a thing over here. Gary Gensler resigning was the biggest news for crypto.
Yep.
Well, I'm getting information on why he's resigning, because he was told, you either resign before Trump comes in, or we're going to release all the information on you and FTX. Because Sam Bankman
Freed.
Right, his mom and dad are at his mom and dad were best friends with Gary Gensler.
Wow, what a tangled web we weave. And isn't Sam Bankman-Fried in a jail cell with, who was just put in the jail cell with him? Somebody else was just put in a jail cell with him. This is so interesting.
Was
it P. Diddy? It wasn't P. Diddy.
No.
And that's coming out too.
Oh yeah. Well, who's the comedian who just had a special on Netflix or something? He had some type of like medical episode, and he got really fucked up.
Not the one that was in the car accident.
No.
Dave Chappelle.
He's an actor, but he's also a comedian. Jamie Foxx.
Oh, Jamie Foxx. He just had a medical episode?
This was like 6 or 7 months ago. Right? Jamie Foxx basically had a stroke, and he was messed up bad. Well, on his comedy routine, in the middle of the routine, he said that what happened to him medically was pity poisoned him. And that Jamie Foxx is who actually turned in P. Diddy.
Really?
Yep.
So I'm telling you, this thing is going to blow. From what I'm hearing, they have actual footage of the both Obamas, of Biden, of Kamala at these freak offs or freakouts or whatever you call them, doing awful things to children. Awful things.
Yep.
And I'm surprised that didn't come out before the election.
Yep. And the other actor, what's his name? Black guy, his wife, like, was sleeping with a bunch of whoever slapped the other guy.
Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith's son just came out on his social media like yesterday or the day before and said, my dad traded me when I was 12 years old for free entry into Hollywood. And so that's all coming out now. His own son came out on his social media and said he traded me into this world.
I think as you start seeing, like, Justin Bieber came out, Justin Bieber actually was abused so terribly. And he turned, they like, oh, he turned to Jesus. He's a Jesus freak. But what he was trying to do is get the demonic crap out of his body, because he was abused so badly. And I think once these younger kids with younger stars start to see one person have strength and confidence, I do think that these other kids are going to feel emboldened and come out and say, you know what, this is wrong. How about the basketball player there? What's his name? In the P. Diddy pictures, he's wearing a French maid outfit.
Shaq.
Yes. What the heck? Like,
And
go ahead.
Salvador says, that's true. Jaden spoke the truth about Will Smith. That's your own son.
Right? Well, they're known for that. The cabal is known for that. That shows loyalty. Look at Biden orchestrating the car accident that killed his kids and his original wife. That's what they do. They have to show loyalty. And then they get it on film. And these people they are truly, they're possessed by Satan or an entity of Satan. It's heartbreaking.
I have to correct something. I said Shaq, and it was actually LeBron. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just terrible. Speaking of, it's interesting. I listen to Julie Green a lot. I love her. She's an amazing prophet. And God keeps talking about how we're all going to be shocked, even those of us that are awake, at people we thought were good, aren't good. They're really evil, and vice versa. I took my niece to see the movie Wicked over the weekend. Have you seen it?
No.
Wow. I never saw the play, so maybe this isn't a shock to you. But I don't want to ruin the movie. Who cares? Should I ruin the movie? But what blew me away at the very end, the movie's about prior to Dorothy and the Wicked Witch and everything, before the story of Oz. It shows Galinda, the good witch, and the bad witch, how they grew up and met each other in college and roomed and were friends and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the story, and I'm so sorry to those of you that are going to go see it, I apologize, but this blew me away. I was not prepared. For some reason, the animals in the movie could speak, and they were very intelligent. They were part of society. So something came out where all of the instructors, the good witch and the bad witch, were both at this place, a college, getting educated, kind of like Harry Potter, learning sorcery and blah, blah, blah. And these animal teachers started getting taken away. And they brought the concept of putting animal in cages, taking away their ability to learn and think and speak. So the bad witch, the one we think is the bad witch, the green witch, was infuriated. She's like, no, I have to go to the wizard. I have to tell the wizard this is happening. I have to save these animals. This is wrong. She gets to the wizard and she brings the good witch with her. And they're maybe 20, 18. They're young kids in their school. It turns out that the wizard orchestrated all the orders to get the animals. And the green witch was trying to save everybody. And the good witch, Galinda, said, oh, now that you know that they're bad, just go along with it. You can still have the riches. You can have this. Just. And she said, no, don't. You have to stand up for what's right. And that's when she took off. And I'm like that totally opened my mind to holy crap. And I don't know if that's the way the story was supposed to be, but I know the Wizard of Oz movie has significance in how we've been, they're the man behind the curtain and the Federal Reserve, but that I can't get that out of my mind. I just back to, God's going to show who was really bad and who was really good. Like I don't think I could be shocked at anything. I think I'm going to be blown away.
Oh yeah,
We learned.
The episode that I did for X22 was released on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We recorded that pre-election. Listen to that interview and see how much I nail it. I mean, at the end of the interview, I told everyone, don't worry about it. Trump has the real numbers.
Yep.
And that everything's going to be fine.
Yep.
That this is all an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And actually Dave held on to that episode. He didn't tell me this, but him and I know each other well enough now that I could sense what he was doing, because we recorded it a while ago. And I'm like, he usually releases it pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent him an email and said, hey, when are you releasing that episode? He said, this Saturday. And I'm like, okay, well, I know I was right. I just want to rewatch it and see how right I was.
Yeah.
And you watch that interview, and I nail all of it. It's almost kind of spooky.
There's no coincidences, Ben.
Because when you're in it as much as I am, and you are like this is what I live, eat, and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You get an overview that is as clear as day. And while I'm sitting there saying all these things on X22, and I'm like lining it up and like laying out, it's what I did. The beginning of the interview, I literally said, okay, I'm going to sound weird because I have to talk fast. And I'm not used to talking fast. So I went through the whole layout from 1917 all the way forward. And at the end of it, and I released him, like I explained how the 1917 Spanish flu was did I say this on the interview? I think I did. That most of the people who died from the 1917 Spanish flu, they didn't die from the flu. they died from the medication that they were giving out to treat the flu.
Yep.
Which
By
was,
design.
which was aspirin. All right? And aspirin, the recommended doses they were telling people was an overdose of aspirin. And when you overdose on aspirin, you aspirate.
Mm-hmm.
Drowned in your own fluids in your lungs.
Sounds like remdesivir on a ventilator.
Doesn't it?
Mm.
This is all being exposed.
Good.
And only the thickest of the heads are still going, this is all coincidence. Really? Oh, wait, you're also the person that thinks that creation is all one coincidence.
Right.
That the universe and Earth and humans and the sun and all of outer space just happen to, happen. That
Mm-hmm.
there is no God. Really? Really?
Gotta pray for them. Gotta pray for those people.
Absolutely. Yes. And it's reaching a point now that so many people are waking up. It's over for the global elite. It's why so many of them are leaving America, because those are the people that are criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that are going to jail or worse.
Yep.
And looks like they're cutting grass here at.
Thought it was a military plane for a minute going overhead.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Washington. No.
You are? Oh. Well, you know, we've had a lot of military planes going overhead here in New York.
I saw what's like the biggest plane in the American aircraft. I saw 4 of those go by one after the other when I was driving up here or over here from Massachusetts.
Maybe they were full of people going to Gitmo.
No. This is a large troop movement, or this is a large cargo movement. I think that because, all right, this is where I geek out a little bit. When they are actually carrying troops, they fly at a lower altitude because they do not have the oxygen supply system required for high altitude human transport.
Interesting.
So they have to fly at a lower altitude when they're transporting humans, like large amounts of humans. When they're just shipping cargo, they fly at a higher altitude so they get a lot better fuel mileage.
Now I'll know if they're full or not full.
Yeah, just watch.
Yeah.
If they seem unusually low, they're transporting troops.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
The other thing I did hear, and I'm flipping squirrel again, is that the banking system has to crash on Biden's watch. Did you hear that?
No. That's an agreement through BlackRock that was made through channels through Trump.
So that's not going to crash?
Well, not the local banks, not the small ones. All of those were recapitalized through BlackRock.
Okay.
ETFs.
But isn't the
Using,
ETF system the problem?
no, no. The ETFs are being used to save the infrastructure outside of the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
Right? That's how you destroy the big banks without destroying the smaller mom and pops.
So it's a good thing I'm
Because
out of those big banks.
right, it's why the only major bank that was allowed or is allowed to custody Bitcoin is actually BNY Mellon now.
Hmm.
Right? They got a an exclusion because BlackRock found out that Black and I said it 2 weeks. I went on a rant about Brian Armstrong. I mean, I went on a rant because I got let know by someone in Coinbase, which I knew this already, but that they didn't have that they were telling BlackRock they were buying Bitcoin and they weren't.
Yeah.
So I go on a rant. 2 weeks later, BlackRock sends out a public letter. Hey, Coinbase, we're sure that you're not rehypothecating the coins, right? And it was a public letter. It wasn't a private letter. And Brian Arms, because I told him, if he ever comes out and says, "Oh, I didn't know that this guy was who he was," motherfucker, you hired an ex-CIA guy to run Coinbase custody. And I went on this long rant. Then what happens the next day? BNY Mellon was approved to hold Bitcoin. And then what does BlackRock do? They put out the letter, and Brian Armstrong, and everyone asked him, "Hey, Brian, can you just show us the custody wallet public addresses?" No. What? No. Why not? Oh, it's for security. No, it's not, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I didn't say the private address, the public address. So we can look at the wallet and see how much is in there. See if it matches up with BlackRock's records. And he said no. So BlackRock caught him. And now, no, I'm not saying Brian Armstrong knew what was going on. He didn't. But the CIA guy in charge of the custody did. It's why he was hired. And they're giving Brian a certain amount of time to get his books in order.
Do you think they have enough funds to buy the Bitcoin they're short?
That's part of the deal Trump made with Brian Armstrong when he just met privately with Brian Armstrong. Why do you think Trump was out there talking one-on-one privately with Brian Armstrong? Now, someone out in the chat tell me I'm fucking wrong.
So you think Coinbase is going to be okay then?
Absolutely. Trump offered, said, look, we'll recapitalize you. Everyone thought it was weird when Trump announced he was meeting with Brian Armstrong. They thought, oh, he's going to pick Brian Armstrong for some type of appointment. No. Nope.
Setting him straight.
We know what's going on. We're willing to help you get out of your little pickle.
Yep.
Or your FTX motherfucker. Which do you want to be? Do you want to survive this? Or do you want to be the next Sam? And Brian Armstrong didn't have a choice. I'll take the deal. See, at my level and the people I talk to, and the friends I have at Coinbase, yeah. See, there's Tall Mary.
Yep.
Is it Trump talking to Armstrong? Yeah, that's why he went out there. Right? When I say I have friends at Coinbase, I'm not pulling this out of my sexy little ass. All right?
Is that what Kelly tells you have, Ben?
Every day, and thank God she does.
I love Kelly.
Yeah.
I just love you.
And
Now,
then,
I can't comment on your butt. It's inappropriate.
and then when I put it all together, then people go, holy shit.
Say hi.
That makes sense. That's why Trump, because remember, the announcement was Trump met privately with Brian Armstrong. Folks, I don't wake up in the morning to bullshit people. I ain't got time for all that bullshit. I'm too busy opening clubs and resorts, which, by the way, in a week and a half, I'll be in El Salvador looking at property. I wish you could go down with me, Deb.
I wish I could too, man. If I had the coverage, let me know the next time you're on. Well, you're going before Christmas, right?
Huh?
You're going before Christmas?
Yes. I'll be down there December 5th through 8th.
Oh, I love El Salvador. It's so beautiful.
When we were there, you were actually with us, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at buying something down there. I didn't like the prices. I'm still not liking the prices.
Well, there's areas that are away from like these hubs.
Yeah.
And they're doing land grants for
nice.
a lot of their people.
Nice.
And I already have a plan. I'm actually going to find someone who actually got a beachfront land grant, and I'm going to offer to buy it from them, but they get to stay on it. And when I build the resort, I will build them a house in the back.
Nice.
They'll be the property manager.
That's awesome. Just like that one place we stayed at, had the family that came with the property. That was beautiful.
Yep. That house and that, remember the evening in the pool?
Oh my gosh. That's the kind of property I would love to buy. That was just phenomenal. The food was healthy. It just felt so beautiful there.
Yes, I lost weight on that trip.
And we didn't eat. It's not like you ate salads. It was clean. You would eat French fries, and there wasn't grease sitting on the on the plate afterward.
Yes, the eggs were bright orange. You remember that? Like they were real eggs,
Yeah.
bright orange yolks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a real, like, this came out of a chicken's ass moments ago.
A real chicken. It's a non-GMO chicken.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, all my cats are like, we're going to be on TV. No, come on.
Oh, that's all right. No, I mean,
Don't eat that. Don't eat that.
it's amazing where we're at. And as for our patches, like
Yes.
I told you guys, the patches that I endorse and that Debbie endorses and that we offer with, I ask you, please use my link, which Debbie's in charge of. It's the same patches that Tyson had on during the fight.
And this is the same guy that RFK asked to partner with him to clean up the medical industry. So
These
it's amazing.
are the real deal
Yeah.
frequency patches.
You know what else I did here? And I again, didn't do a ton of research on it, but a very trusted source I have. Somebody had asked about the patches versus the med beds that are coming out. And the interesting comment that was made was that the med beds can cure and fix things, but they can't reverse aging like the patches can. So if people just, I know money's tight for people, but if they would just think about, they can ward off issues and problems and regress aging. It's not just what you look like, it's what you feel like, it's how your body works, it's your energy level, it's just your quality of life just goes up.
It's why Tyson had them located in the areas he had them located, because these are focused healing patches. If you have a shoulder issue, you put it on your shoulder so that the intensity is healing the shoulder. I put it on the back of my neck because when I was younger, I had a neck injury that has always messed with me. If I don't wear the patch for a couple of days, it'll get sore because it's still healing.
Yep.
And what amazes me, I injured that when I was 6.
Yep.
This is slowly healing an injury that I got when I was 6 years old.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful part. It doesn't mask the pain. It actually goes into your body and gives your body what it needs to rebuild those stem cells in the injured area to have a new base so you can start all over again.
Yeah.
But
they literally help you regenerate to the DNA construction of your body. That's where the youth part comes. Your DNA is the blueprint for your body.
Yep.
These patches use your DNA to reconstruct your body off of the blueprints of your DNA.
Yep. And I think the weight loss too, when you get older, your metabolic rate slows down. So as your body gets reset to a younger state using these patches, your metabolic rate speeds up. So therefore you're burning more calories even at rest. It's so amazing. And I got to say, Ben, I wouldn't have believed it unless I've used them.
Right. And I would have never tried them unless someone like you recommended.
Yeah. And then Twigs got up your butt and said, hey.
Well, originally, Twigs and you were both like, hey, we're going to check this out.
Yeah.
Well, I trust Twigs and I trust you. And as soon as you said, Ben, I'm telling you, I'm using them.
Mm-hmm.
I said, all right, I'll try it. So Kelly and I have been using them every night. She goes, you got a patch on? No. Here you go. She'll hand me a patch, or she'll walk over and she'll put it on. And in the morning, if she's awake, she'll go, take off your patch. Okay.
And people have to be patient. This isn't a quick fix. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It took your body this long to get screwed up. It's going to take your body time to get back. You're going to see little things, progressions, and it might not, you might want one certain thing healed, but the patch might be addressing something else that's more critical in your body to begin with. So you really have to be patient and give it time. The other thing I can say is if you're a negative Nelly and you're like, nope, it's never going to work. You know what? It's never going to work. And that goes back to the frequency in your words.
Yep. Plus, those are the people that are already at the wrong frequency.
Yes.
Right? Those are the people that get sick really easy because their mental frequency actually keeps them in dis-ease.
I was just going to say that. Yep. I tell you, God created the world by using words. It's the frequency. So when you allow yourself to project negative words and negative thoughts, you're attracting that to your body.
Yep.
You're counteracting all the positive frequency that's going in your body from the patches. Anyway.
Yep. Here is Manny. I know Manny. I know Manny's wife. Lovely people. Yes, you have to use the patches. They work. I tell everybody, use them for 6 months.
Yep.
And it's just like anything else. If you half-ass go to the gym, you're going to get half-ass gym results. Use the patches and dedicate yourself to getting better. And give it 6 months. And this is how much I believe in these. If you use it for 6 months and you honestly don't believe that it has helped you, let me know. And I might refund you your money. And I'll tell you why. Because I can tell when motherfuckers are lying. But that's how much I believe in this. Because it is not, you cannot half-ass this and have it work. You have to focus.
Yep.
And if someone in 6 months comes back and goes, Ben, didn't feel a thing, you owe me my money back, and you and I are going to have a 15-minute conversation, and I'm going to be able to tell if you are absolutely full of shit within that 15 minutes. But if I honest, my phone's blowing up like it's going out of style. If I honestly believe that you did use them in good faith, I will absolutely refund you personally.
Yeah, the other thing I didn't mention about these, which to me it's just an extra bonus. It's a referral program. So because you can only buy these through people who actually use them, because David Schmidt doesn't want big pharma. They don't want to get corruption going on big pharma. And if you guys are buying them on thinking you're on the internet buying the real thing, you're not. I would not take a chance on getting some type of frequency patch or some patch, sticking it on your body and you don't know where it came from. Everybody has their right to make their own choice, but please, buyer beware. But they offer a referral program. So if you believe in these, you use them, you share, I will help you get set up, and you can actually earn credits to get free patches down the road and or make money. So why do you take them off in the morning? So you take them off because you've got to give your body time to work. You don't want to keep bombarding your body with that frequency over and over and over. You wear them for 12 hours and then you take them off for 12 hours to let those frequencies go in. What they do is they elevate your copper peptide, which is what your stem cells need to get regenerated. So it's almost like getting blasted in the face with water for 24/7. You need that break. The other thing I'll say is a few people have reached out to me lately and they're wearing them and they're having trouble sleeping because the patches, their body's so active. And that, I think that's exciting because their body's responding immediately. Just reach out to me. I'll help you. We'll back off with maybe every other day or something like that. Get your body used to the frequency and then we'll shift you.
I wear it at night because that's when you heal is while you sleep. So I'll wear it for like 12 hours, like while I'm sleeping and a little before and a little after I wake up or something like that, because you heal more at night than you do. I can sleep anywhere. I can literally be asleep within 3 minutes. My wife has timed me. And I'm like a freak of sleeping nature. Oh, okay. Where can people get the patches and how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, well, my email's right under my name. Have them email me there. We also have the BitcoinBensXpatches.com or at gmail.com. Yep. So either way, I will look at both emails, but it takes a 5-minute phone call to get you set up. Yep. So easy.
And I have a link under all of my shows and on the post on Patreon for the Telegram channel. And if you go there and you join the channel and just write, "Hey Deb, I want more information on the patches." Okay. Or email her.
Yep.
Or did you say I have a website?
No, we have another email for you. It's BitcoinBensXpatches at gmail.com.
There we go. See, she handles all this. And I just want to help people. So, Deb, thank you again. I know how busy you are, and we've been going for an hour and 43 minutes.
I love it.
So,
well, if we can help heal people, Ben, that just really, really warms my heart. I want to help people get better.
Absolutely. And everyone have a great day. We love you guys. Go Bitcoin and go America. God bless America.
And happy Thanksgiving, guys. We are thankful for all of you. So thankful.
Yes.
Great family we have.
And as of Wednesday, unplug and just enjoy your fam. Love you guys.
Hey there, crypto curious. Ready for an adventure? Welcome to Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where we turn Bitcoin beginners into blockchain bosses. Our mission? Education, community, and workspace. All in one crypto-tastic package. Let's take a quick tour, shall we? First stop, Nashville. Check out our sweet Brentwood digs. Workspace? Check. Conference room? You bet. Podcast studio? Oh yeah, use code 3MUNISHZPGR for some Music City savings. Now, let's zip over to Massachusetts. Leominster to be exact. We've got workspace, poker nights, and even mining equipment to explore. Mass members use code 3MOMA-ATGP to save some Satoshis. But wait, there's more. Both locations offer online and in-person training to boost your crypto knowledge, networking events to connect with fellow Bitcoin believers, and 24/7 workspace access for those late-night trading sessions. Plus, expert-led workshops on blockchain technology and cryptocurrency trends. Oh, and did I mention our exclusive members-only Discord channel? It's like a 24/7 crypto party in your pocket.
Thanks to Bitcoin Ben, I've gone from crypto confused to blockchain brilliant.
Ready to join the revolution? Visit BitcoinBenCryptoClub.com or call 562-526-0813. For Nashville inquiries, email info@BitcoinBenCryptoClubNashville.com. And for Massachusetts, reach out to info@BitcoinBenCryptoClubMass.com. Remember, Bitcoin represents economic individual freedom. See you at the club.